Today we're going to go over stretches for the forearm that'll help with elbow issues. So the first one we're going to do, I'm going to have you kneel down. You can do this like sitting at the dining room table, but for our purposes today we're going to be using this bench. And what we're going to do, we're going to have John put his arm right so the wrist is off, and wrist and hand are off. The forearm is supported here, and you can do these yourself. You can have someone help you. I'm going to do the demonstration as a helper for this, but we'll also show you the modification that you can do it yourself. So for this, we're going to be stretching the extensor muscles first. And for this, I'm going to have you bring your wrist up. We're going to hold it there. And with this stretch, I'm going to be pulling down on the hand, and John is going to resist about 50%. All right. So if this is 100% resistance, I can't move it, okay? If he gives 0% resistance, it flops, all right? So about halfway through, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna bend it down and he's resisting just like this, and we're just gonna repeat that 10 to 15 times, just like that. And again, what we're doing is shortening the muscle and then forcing it to lengthen while we're contracting it. It's called active stretching. It really helps to break that tension in those muscles. To do this yourself, what we're going to do is same thing. John's going to bring his hand up and he's just going to push that down while offering resistance from this arm. He's resisting about 50%. Okay. If it causes pain, decrease the resistance, go about 20 or 30%, and then you can build up to that 50 to 60% resistance. The next one, we're flipping the arm over. We're going to work the flexor muscles here. So he's going to bring that wrist up, same thing, bringing it down, resisting about 50%, 10 to 15 reps on that. Again, it works very well when you've got a helper, but if you don't, again, you can do this one yourself. We're just pushing and resisting, same thing. The very last one that we're going to be doing, no, we don't do that. The last ones that we're going to do, there are two, actually I'm going to have you stand up. These are, we've got funny names for them. One is called the weird wave. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the wrist inflection, the elbow inflection, and just like this. And we're going to push through and come through, so we're kind of saying stop with both hands this way. So we're starting here, coming through, pushing through like that. And again, it's going to stretch and exercise those muscles in the forearm. So 10 to 15 reps of that. And the last one we call answering the telephone upside down. So you've got to imagine you're picking up an old desk phone and you're going to answer with the earpiece to your mouth. So I'm going to have John show you that one as well. We're picking that up, going like that. And again, we're stretching those muscles through the forearm, especially where they attach the extensor muscles and the flexor muscles on both sides. And then the last thing that we're going to do, there's a technique we call cross friction massage, and this one feels really good as long as you're doing it right. So what you're going to do, you're going to put your hand out, palm down, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to cross it over, and you're going to kind of squeeze with your hand. You're pressing into these muscles in the top of the forearm, and then with that pressure on, you're going to roll your hand side to side and those muscles will roll underneath. It's a good self-release technique for those muscles. You can do this on the flexor side as well. If you flip your hand over, the muscles through here, again, press in and then roll. We get a little pressure on those. You can work up and down the forearm. Those muscles really only live about right here in this much of the arm. So if you get down into this part, you're just going to be irritating tendons. So stick up here in the muscles.